Hello, my name is Keith Kessinger, and this is the Hollywood Rocks book. Here's the cover, and I don't want to show the whole book, mainly because I don't want them to want to take it off of YouTube, and if I show part of the book. But I'll give you a rundown. The first half of the book is famous bands like Cinderella, and even Bang Tango, and LA Guns, and Wasp, bands that were on MTV and stuff. And Bang Tango. And then the second half of the book is the Hollywood local scene. I'll show that, because everyone's seen the Guns N' Roses article or the Motley Crue articles, but they don't see these photos for a while. So here they are. I'm just going to give a little scan of the book, each page. You can pause it if you want to look at it longer. Here we go. And if you are the owner of this book and want me to take the video down, I will be happy to take it down. But I think it's good promotion because, the book's been out for a while, and I don't know if it's selling still, It's a long time. It's a really good book, too. As you can see, it's huge. Here's my keyboard, and so you can get an idea of how big this book is. A big old thick book. I do recommend buying it. I actually have two. Especially if you're in one of these bands. Oh, I am in that book. Here I am. I think I'll buy the book. That's how I would see it anyway. I mean, that's why I bought it. I'm in this. My band is in this book. At least one of them. A band called Imagine World Peace. And so these are the bands that I remember. Really. Bad Blood. I played a million shows with Bad Blood, particularly when I was in a band called Dirty Tricks. Funhouse you saw on MTV. And the Zeros, which was like really big. You would think that they would be huge rock stars. Everyone just kind of assumed that at one point. And they deserve it. So if you hear their music, listen to it. Alright, here's Ricky Rackman and his band. Okay. Oh. Okay. Love Hate. Yeah, they were on, obviously, MTV. But Motorcycle Boy was like one of the most respected bands on the... I remember people would say their name like, Motorcycle Boy is like the best band. They're the real underground LA band, not this blah 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 cheesy style or whatever, which I happen to love. That's why I'm like, that's why I moved here. What are you talking about? Let's see here. Zeros again. Raw Flower. Alright. Here we go. Let's grab this. Taz. Saw them in San Diego when I was 17. My friend knew the door guy, so I got in, even though you had to be 18. They blew me away. I played shows with the Zeros as well. Here's Swing It Thing. These are probably the first people that I met on the Sunset Strip, actually. Because my friends, they were friends with the guys in my band Dirty Tricks. And here's my old band Imagine World Peace right here. And this one has Shawnee, Richard, Theodore, and Lake. So this is before I was in the band. But either way, there it is. Swing It Thing. Again, Black Cherry, which I'm a big fan of. I actually almost played with that singer. He called me once in like 2004. Alright, so Rattlesnake Shake. I played gigs with them. One of my favorite bands, actually. Actually, it was our band in general, especially our singer Theodore, really liked Jimmy Thrill. Thought he was probably the best, in his opinion, at what showmanship and all that, and just general cool. So Theodore really liked him. He liked a bunch of guys, though, like the singer of Paradise he really liked. He thought he was super great. And here you go. There's Alistair, which is I believe he's the one who helped put this book together, and he was like Mr. Underground. Here's Blackboard Jungle, and at one point they were really actually the most. Everyone had their moments. And at one moment, they were definitely the most popular band. I remember I was at the show where they played like 4 new songs, and at the Whiskey with Bad Blood, everyone was talking about how great their 4 new songs are, which they were shockingly good, and everyone those are hits. They still are hits. If they were on, if anyone heard them, they would like them. Just that simple. And they do. Here you go, the Zeros again, the Gutter Cats. Now, I played with Tommy Black and Melody Black, and he actually was the original singer of the X-Idols. That was a band I was in called the X-Idols for about a month and a half. And we had the guitar player from the Glamour Punks too. So it was like 5-piece actually. Mickey Lord. Tough. Anna Black, by the way, we all know Pretty Boy Floyd. Anna Black, they were like the most publicized, giving away Harleys on stage. Just amazing. Actually, very good band too. And then this sort of thing, like The Wall, you know. I guess at Gazzari's, I believe that's sort of an idea. Here's the mags. These are the ones we would get for free, and it would be so awesome. When I moved to LA from San Diego, all we had was like the Recycler. You know, so this was like, what? All these bands, BAM magazine, that was like the most available. Right here, is there missing a page? Okay, I guess I should go faster. Here we go. Here we go. Stars from Mars, Alistair again. Which Stars from Mars is, out of all these bands I've noticed, I have a playlist called Hollywood Sunset Strip Bands, or some, I believe that's what it's called. And I've been building it for like years, so it has like 500 bands on there. And theirs is the most viral in the modern world, where people really like right now, Stars from Mars. And here's a word from Ruben Blue. He owned the Rock City News. There he is. I know Ruben, very cool guy, actually very nice guy. White Eagle, played a gig with them. My first gig with Imaginal Peace at the Marquee in Orange County. And this has his little text, so I'll just go like that, and you can pause it and read it, how you like that. And they do mention Imaginal Peace in here, somewhere at the bottom, I like the last couple paragraphs, about Imaginal Peace. Do you remember Imaginal Peace during the Berlin Wall? Which I wasn't in the band then, so they're talking about when Lake was in the band. I remember seeing Imaginal Peace with Back Alley Sally at the Palace on a Sunday night, 18 and up, mind you, and the place was sold out. And I couldn't believe how good they were, first of all. And the Kenny from Taz was playing drums that night, actually, and was, like I said, I saw him in Taz, one of my favorite drummers, and he did a drum solo. It was spectacular. So I was like, so I thought I was going to play with him when I auditioned, but actually they wanted to get a new drummer, so we got Lance. He went on to play on that song She's So High, Lance did, from Imaginal Peace. I played with him in the X-Idols and Imaginal Peace. And She's So High from Tal Bachman in the 90s. He's the drummer in that video and the track. Brunette played in a disco tribute band with Johnny Gioeli. Well, not in a band, but in a same company. Alright. Lady Brian, here we go. See if we get these texts. Get that glare out of there. Give it a chance. Just pause it if you want to read it. I'm just make sure it's focusing at least enough for a split second, so you can, when you pause it, it's readable. Oh, that's too fast. I'm trying to go as quickly as I can, but still have a good, get the book, at least this half of the book. There's Alistair right there, and Brian. He's the one who put this together. Which, I don't know Brian, but everyone I freaking ever played with or knows him like really well, you know. So we have almost all the same friends, it seems. But all right, let's go farther, faster than that. There's that. Here's the clubs. Okay, so that's the Whiskey A Go Go. Desi Benjamin, Darling Karaoke. Right, here's Mickey Lash. Actually, I know Mickey, and I didn't even know. I met him after, and was friends with him, and I never even knew he was in this band until I was reading the credits for this just like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, oh my god. He was in The Decline of Western Civilization, Part 2. That's the only thing I was aware that he had done at the time. So sorry about that. But anyways, they're an amazing band. So I didn't realize he was that amazing. Rough Justice I played with. Come on, focus for these guys. Well, God, okay. Texas Vamps, yep. Rozzy Lane. See, a lot of these bands aren't like what you'd think. Oh, it's a hair metal only, but actually the scene was very mixed. Like Rozzy Lane's definitely not hair metal. They're like a alternative influence for sure, with probably no hair metal influence. And that's how a lot of bands were. But then you did have this, you know. Now this book is kind of leaning into that particular thing, but there was bands like Fizzy Bangers that were the exact opposite of hair metal, that's for sure. They're like sort of like the darlings. Everyone really liked those guys as people too. I'm friends with Chuck. Hey Chuck. Alright. Take a look at this real quick. Plain Jane. Plain Jane the singer and the drummer went on to join Warrant, and here we go. Now, these guys were pretty much, I saw them every time I went out to hand out flyers and stuff. They were always out there, very popular. Christian, I remember all the girls were in love with Christian. It would have made me jealous, but you know, it just doesn't. Oh, here's the Gazzarri's wall. Very cool. We all could easily picture ourselves on the wall one day. No problem when you're 19. I could easily picture myself being that wildly successful like those bands. The Wild. Lance and, Shawnee and Tommy Rot. That was I think that's Shawnee's old band, Tommy Rot. There you go. All that's the Cat House. A little picture of it. Brunette. I remember there's Johnny Gioeli. I remember when they did the signed. I was at the Coliseum, Monsters of Rock, or I think it was, or was it Monsters of Rock? Yeah, Monsters of Rock with Van Halen and Metallica and all that stuff. And they had an airplane fly over and spell out Brunette over the top of the entire stadium. I was like, man, those Hollywood bands don't even play. It was Poison when they were just starting out, their flyers. But like I said, you've seen all that stuff. Like even the Armored Saint stuff, of course. But, and Keel, of course. But what about this stuff? Wow. This club had a lot of good bands that week. Here we go. Odin. One of my all-time favorite bands is Odin, actually, as well. Rattlesnake Shake, Sandman and the Apes. kind of like the legendary staple, Salmon and Apes. And here's stores. So let's take a look at here. An advertisement for the store. Oh, here's a band, okay. Or something. Yeah, band. Okay, that's the store. Okay, Pandora's. Love Razor, there you go. There's a current, Love Razors is a current semi-popular glam metal band, as you'd be surprised. And they're called Love Razors, so they need to pay these guys. I'm just kidding. Hardly Dangerous, which still play, which is kind of amazing, actually. I think that's super cool. I actually did a couple of lesson videos, or at least one for, I think I did two, for Hardly Dangerous, how to play their guitar parts. And a bunch of these bands I have actually done over the years, just because it seems like a fun thing to do. And it's on that playlist, the Sunset Strip Hollywood bands, local bands, and it's on that. You can find all these bands pretty much, and any ones that I see, I search for. But the problem is, if they have a name like Christmas or something, it's hard to come up on a search. You know, like Poison. If they weren't famous, it'd be hard to find them. You know, because if you type in Poison. All right, well, we know all about Poison, so here's where everyone got their tattoos, like Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses. You'd always see them standing in front of the store, and all those guys. And back here, wanted ads. This is how we joined bands. Right here, just to be the back of like any of those magazines that they showed earlier. And here's Trix actually looking for their bassist before they got the bassist. Clearly, he saw this particular ad and joined. Trix, I played gigs with. They were really, really good. I did one of their songs on a harp. It sounds beautiful. Anyways, it's on that playlist as well. And here we go. This is the back of the book. And I cannot believe that my phone filmed the whole thing. Thank you so much. And there you go.